Hello and welcome from the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, home to the Canadian Grand Prix, for today's qualifying session. When it comes to getting lap time out of this circuit, it's traditionally been about maximising top speed. Do you simply remove as much downforce as possible, hang on into the corners and max out down the straights?
The teams will have arrived with all manner of parts designed to capitalise on the long straights. The cars will be that much harder to drive in the corners, but everyone will be in the same boat.
Yes, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of my F1 2018 career mode here today around Canada. Apologies for there not being any videos this week, apart from this one, obviously. I've just had a lot on with in my life, so yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it, to be honest. I've been quite busy doing a few things. Nothing to do with YouTube, so it's nothing for you guys to worry about. But anyway, moving on to the actual race then. Car was feeling really good, not gonna lie. Car was feeling probably the best it's ever felt, apart from the podium that we had earlier on in the year, I think. Yeah, it was feeling really good, and not gonna lie. Mainly because this was the first race that I had a setup on in this career mode. Like an actual, like my own setup type thing. So it was, yeah, it was a lot different. I'm not gonna lie, it was good because the car felt really fast, and we came across the line and we set we actually go fastest. We were faster than the Red Bulls, which is actually crazy. But they were on ultra softs, obviously. So that's a bit unfortunate, but I managed to get through there, and okay, that's a bit weird. Okay, why has Hamilton not set a time? That's odd. Well, I don't know why he didn't set a time. Jeff didn't tell me anything about that, yeah, that's strange. So Hamilton will be coming through the grid in the race, so that should be fun. God knows what will happen when he reaches us and wherever we'll be. But who knows? So as we come across the line and to set our banker lap time, I'd say, in Q3, come across the line and then it's a 10 dead. So that's not bad. It's faster than Alonso, I think. So it's not that bad. But as we're now coming up to the start-finish line again to start our final lap of qualifying, as you can see there, with 20 seconds to go, so we've left it very late. And coming across the line, and we're already improving on our previous lap time. So that shows how much of a bad exit I got. But as we come up to the last chicane, then we are 3/10 up, go through the last chicane, and we don't lose any time actually. So that's good. And we now cross the line, and we are in. Where are we? P5. That's not bad. I mean, don't forget Hamilton wasn't in this session, so who knows what could have happened. But we have qualified ahead of Bottas, which is quite crazy to us. We were a 10th quicker than Bottas. So obviously the Mercedes not working very well around here for some reason. Don't know why. But yeah, Alonso there also managed to get 9th. So obviously the car is good around here. So hopefully we can have a good race. Maybe, no, this is a stretch. Maybe a podium on the cards. Who knows? But yeah, it was a good qualifying session. The car, as I said, the car felt really good. I don't know what it felt like on race trim, but in quali, it felt amazing. So hopefully we can get some good solid points for the race, and obviously we've got a lot of resource points as well as the rep goes up with the teams. But without further ado, as we get through all this, let's get in to the Canadian Grand Prix and let's see if we can get a podium, possibly.
Well done. That was a good qualifying performance.
We're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to a variant of this track back in 1978. It was won by none other than Gilles Villeneuve, the first Canadian to ever win his home race, and in whose honour the circuit would be renamed. We'll be seeing top speeds of around 210 miles an hour here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, with around 2/3 of the lap taken at full throttle. High-speed chicanes spell potential danger, especially at the infamous Wall of Champions. And watch out for overtaking into the hairpin and the final chicane. Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion. And Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Williams and Bottas, Grosjean, Hülkenberg, Alonso and Carlos Sainz, Magnussen, Gasly, Sergio Perez and Ocon, Hamilton, Leclerc, Brendan Hartley and Marcus Ericsson, Sirotkin and Lance Stroll rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right, let's be patient going into turn 1. We want to be in a good position for the rest of the race. Good luck.
I'll try and keep my nose out of danger into turn 1, Jeff. Thank you very much for that. But here we are then for the Canadian Grand Prix. As you can see there, an initial 2-stop of Ultras to another set of Ultras. Now, I want to try and get this to a 1-stop, if possible, from the Hypers. I didn't think it was possible. So I decided to go for the, as you can see there, trying to take the Super Softs to the end of the Grand Prix, but they just wouldn't do it really. So I reverted back to the original strategy and moved it around a bit. And that isn't going to be the strategy you were going for, because I then realised it only had one set of Hypers left. So the Hypers that I was going to get at the end of the Grand Prix that I initially wanted would be the ones that I started the race on. And that wouldn't be the best idea to do. So yeah, that didn't work out so well. But that's the strategy then. I know I tried to mess around with it a little bit, but it didn't really work out all that well. Fuel, obviously, I'm going to put a load in. And here we go then for the 5 red lights. We've got 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights. It's 5 lights. Flight time, where we go here for the Canadian Grand Prix. We've got a relatively decent start. We've got Valtteri Bottas coming up alongside us now. Going into turn 1. We're dive it down the inside of the Red Bull there of, I think it was Ricciardo. Yeah, we hit his sideboard a little bit. And luckily we managed to come away with no damage, and we didn't spin. And we try to go down the inside of Ricciardo there, but he squeezes us out onto the grass. We have to lift out the throttle. He gets a bad run through the next corner, but unfortunately he manages to block us off successfully on the exit. And now moving on to the end of lap 1, then onto this long straight. You'll be seeing this a lot, I'm assuming, during the Grand Prix, because this is where overtakes happen. And we're now in overtake mode. We're now going to go alongside Daniel Ricciardo going into the final chicane. He takes a compromised line. He compromises me. And now we are going to be under pressure here from Valtteri Bottas, who is in the Mercedes, the more superior Mercedes in the Red Bull at this point in his career mode. As he dives down the inside of us here into turn 1, leaving him a load of space. And that is him past us now, unfortunately, and we're now down into P6. So that's unfortunate there. I did try my best to defend that, but, you know, end of the day, it is a Mercedes. And this McLaren is nowhere near that Mercedes. So, yeah, that wasn't really going to end up well. But weirdly enough, we actually managed to keep up with Valtteri Bottas. I don't know how, but we've now got DRS on him here, as we're now going to go around the outside, going into the final chicane. We're going to leave him plenty of room. We're going to go down the inside, and that is us now back up into P5. And as you can see there from that wide shot, how much time Bottas lost. And now moving on to lap 6 of the Grand Prix. Vettel, weirdly enough, started to slow down quite a lot. I never got our team radio message saying that he had an issue, so it was really weird. But as he gets a compromised run here, as he goes side by side with Ricciardo through that section, we now have a run on Sebastian Vettel. We dive it down the inside of him here into this mini chicane little section bit. I don't know what corner that is. But we're now up into P4 of the Grand Prix, which is mental, to say the least. Wasn't expecting to be P4, but as you can see here then, no contact made with Vettel whatsoever. A clean overtake there, and you can see how much time he's lost as well. Bottas was still right behind me, so it wasn't like we were pulling away from Bottas. But you know, it was all right, and Vettel manages to get past us there on the start-finish line. But I'm assuming his slow pace was because of his tyres. I'm assuming that because as soon as he pit, he well, actually no, as you'll see in a minute, when he pit, he was miles behind us, and I don't know whether he got held up because of all the traffic that came in at the same time with him. But Vettel had a really strange race from this point onwards, from what I can remember anyway. So it was really weird as we put on the ultra soft tyres. Now we get out in a clean bit of air, and we just about coming behind Daniel Ricciardo as well, I think. So yeah, that's a good pit stop there from the McLaren guys, and we come out ahead of Sebastian Vettel as there's a retirement there. I think Kevin Magnussen, yeah, Magnussen's retired. But yeah, Vettel came out in a train of midfield cars, and he just didn't manage to get past it in time. So he was just nowhere after that point. But as we go down the inside of Brendan Hartley there into the hairpin, simple move there from ourselves. And now as we cut on to lap 11 of the Grand Prix, we now have a huge train in front of us of both the Red Bulls actually. I think that's Leclerc, and there's a few other cars up ahead, but I can't remember who they are. I think that was a Force India there. But we've got Verstappen going down the inside of, is it Leclerc or is it Ericsson? I can't quite tell. But Verstappen gets pushed onto the grass there, as well as me by his teammate. So this is quite a feisty battle going on here for P7, I think it is, P6, something like that. But obviously the Sauber hasn't pit yet, so that's kind of the reason why this is all going on. But Ricciardo compromises our run into the final chicane, and now he's going to go side by side with Leclerc. It is Leclerc, and now he's gone down the inside of him now, and we're going to get a better run through the first two corners, and now we're going to go down the inside of Leclerc as well. So Leclerc not having the best section of the race there, over the lap, losing 3 positions in the space of a sector. It's not really the best, really, but we managed to keep up with Daniel Ricciardo and Verstappen as well. Because obviously of all the traffic as well behind us. As we go down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo here, we do a dive bomb. He turns into us, we drift around the corner, and luckily we don't manage to lose any of our front wing or spin out there. Quite an aggressive move actually from Daniel Ricciardo. I don't know why he did that, but he's now gone down the inside of Esteban Ocon here, and now we're going to take advantage of the compromised run that Ocon has through that corner, and we're now going to go down, well, around the outside, but we technically already passed him before the hairpin. And that is us now up into P7 of the Grand Prix, still behind Daniel Ricciardo. We're basically following through the traffic at this point, but we managed to get a better run through that chicane there, and now we're right behind Daniel Ricciardo. Are we going to go down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo here? Yes, we are, and we make the move stick somehow, and now we're right behind Sergio Perez as well, and we get a great run through that little bit of section there. And now we're going to go around the outside of Sergio Perez here. Oh, it's not even Perez, it's Ocon, what am I on about? And we are now around the outside of Ocon as well, and that is us now up into P5, past Ricciardo, I might add. But here is that overtake again from replay cameras. As you can see, no contact made whatsoever. I will do an onboard from Ocon, just to prove there was no contact. There we go, no contact. Just Ocon going really slowly through the apex. No idea why. But we now have a virtual safety car. I don't know why this came out, but it just randomly came out as I run wide trying to change all my fuel mix and ERS deployment. My bad. And then literally half a lap later it ended. No idea why that happened. Nothing, nobody retired from the Grand Prix. Nothing. So I don't know why they decided a virtual safety car was a good option there. But oh well, we're now backed up to racing speed, and we're now going to try and catch Verstappen if we can. I doubt it, because Verstappen is quite fast. But we now have another virtual safety car. Again, no idea why this came out. There was no reason for it to come out. There were no retirements whatsoever. But yeah, it came out, and yeah, I decided at this point that would be a good time to do a pit stop. I know it's right at the end of the VSC, but you know, obviously everyone else was doing the VSC, so you know, we were going down the back straight at that time. You know, the people that we were racing could have been going through the middle sector. So I took a gamble and hopefully it pays off. You can see that Hamilton is in 4th. I mean, that's crazy mental from him considering he's starting in 15th. I think Hamilton was in the 1-stop actually because he's on super softs. So I don't know what happened there, but Verstappen has come out just behind him, I think, there. So Verstappen might be closing down to Hamilton as we come out miles ahead of Ricciardo there. So the VSC gamble has worked off, has paid off there even, and we have a team radio from Jeff saying that Verstappen has a problem. Does he? Oh my God, he's going slowly. Verstappen's got a problem. And we're now up into 3rd place in this Canadian Grand Prix. We're on a podium position. I don't know what's happened there. Here's an onboard from Verstappen. And I think... Has he got a puncture in the rear somewhere? I mean, that's crazy. There's Ricciardo, by the way, so you can see how much Ricciardo is keeping up with me. But that's terrible for Max Verstappen there, getting a puncture like less than 10 laps before the end of the Grand Prix. But now... Forgetting about Verstappen, it's between me and Ricciardo for this final podium position here, as Ricciardo is now coming at us in the Red Bull as we go down the inside. Well, as he tries to go around the outside of us there, we make contact with the Wall of Champions there. Luckily, it wasn't fatal. Why would it be? I mean, I don't know why I said fatal, but anyway, moving on to lap 30 of the Grand Prix then. We now have Ricciardo again going down the inside of us there, and we leave him some room, and I don't know what that move was all about from Ricciardo, but the AI really weird in that last section, into that last chicane. They're really weird, I don't know why, but Ricciardo was only attacking us every 2 laps. Now, I don't know if he had an issue with his tyres or ERS or something, like saving ERS, but I know the AI like to use a lot of ERS. But as you can see here, he's managed to overtake us now, and we are now actually going to re-overtake him, even though he has DRS. We're using overtake mode. We go down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo, squeeze him out, and that is us now back up into the podium positions. And cutting on to the final lap of the Grand Prix now, we're going to go around the hairpin for one final time as Kimi Räikkönen absolutely dominated the Grand Prix, comes across the line to take P1, and Lewis Hamilton, amazingly, is going to come across the line to take P2 from P15 on a one-stop strategy, I think he did. So GG to him. But Ricciardo there, miles behind, and we are now going to come through the final chicane and take an amazing podium position here in Canada. I wasn't expecting this.
Nice work, you did well today. I think the boss will be happy with that one.
So, another excellent win from Ferrari. And Anthony Davidson, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
So, here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more.
So the final race classification then from that Grand Prix is Kimi Räikkönen winning from Lewis Hamilton, who did an amazing one-stop. 12 seconds ahead of him, and then a further 14 seconds ahead of me. So, I mean, I really was not expecting a podium in that Grand Prix, I'm not going to lie. But Ricciardo comes home in 4th, Bottas there not having the best Grand Prix in 5th, Vettel having an even worse Grand Prix, coming here in 6th after starting on pole. And we have a Force India of Ocon, and then Gasly, Sainz and Brendan Hartley round out the top 10, so both Toro Rosso's getting points there, so that's good for them. And I don't know where, I mean, Alonso's had an absolute shocker. 3 stops? What's he doing there? And unfortunately for Verstappen as well, getting that puncture near the end of the Grand Prix, which is very unfortunate of him. 2 retirements from this Grand Prix, Perez and Magnussen. And then in the drivers' standings, we move back above Hulkenberg into 7th, and then there's a bit of a gap between us and Verstappen, I think. And Lewis Hamilton now takes the lead of the driver standings as well. And Kimi Raikkonen, amazingly, after like 2 DNFs in a row at the beginning of the season, he's now up into 4th place. And in the constructors there, McLaren move above Renault once again. But we now have an interview with Claire, and let's see what she has to say.
Good day today. Tell us about it from your perspective.
Things looked close between you and your rival for a bit, but you came out on top, didn't you? You're surpassing all expectations. Can anything or anyone stop you? You must be thrilled to be up on the podium. It wasn't your rival's day today, was it? Great! Well, that's everything.
So, hope you all enjoyed this episode today. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, sorry there weren't any videos this week, or last week as this goes out. Just had a lot on in my life, like personally, and yeah, the videos will be back as normal this week. So, you know, hopefully you're not all angry at me for not uploading a video for a week. You know, life does come before YouTube, unfortunately. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I really wasn't expecting a podium. The reputation with the team has gone up hugely, obviously, because they're not expecting podiums. And yeah, so hope you all enjoyed this episode. There will be upgrades coming next episode. I don't know why I said week. But I will be showing what upgrades they will be. I think one of them, I think it's one for each department, I think. So engine, chassis and aero, and the durability as well. Well, you'll see it now. But there you see them. We're now currently below Renault and Haas. I'm going to get that engine upgrade that failed, unfortunately, before this Grand Prix. I forgot to fix it after the last Grand Prix, so sorry about that. But as you can see there, was that a major chassis upgrade? I can't remember. I didn't quite see. But yeah, there's going to be that aero upgrade as well, and a durability upgrade as well. So hope you've all enjoyed this episode. Please do leave a like and a comment, and subscribe for more. And I won't promise a podium every race, but I'll try to. But yeah, subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.